All right, welcome moon lovers. I'm getting my 8 minutes on the clock here, and I am your host, Kathy Marie Howell, Curious Cat, and I have my illustrious co-host here, Imber Tyler, and we are talking about untangling in the full moon. Or the full moon and untangling, but we're really talking about emotional healing. So, Imber, are you ready for a question?
Yes, bring it.
Bring it on. I love
Bring
that.
it. Let's shine a light on something.
Exactly. So our keys are patience and healing. And so utilizing those keys and talking about our emotional healing. Can you share, or will you please share, a personal strategy that you use to incorporate patience into your daily routine?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yes. So this has been um kind of a thing of my entire life of, and I'm doing air quotes, hating mornings. Okay.
Mm.
I always, since a little kid, have really had a hard time with mornings. And going to school, getting up and getting ready was a nightmare for my poor mother. The thing is, she didn't like them either. So there's some DNA right there.
Yeah.
But it was built in or learned behavior. But so what I do now is I flipped the script there, and I took mornings and turned them into something of worth to myself.
Nice.
Something that I could do that made it easier for me. And this didn't happen overnight. It wasn't just like one practice that I did. And it did start with something simple like, okay, well, maybe get up a little bit earlier so I have more time, because I realized time was the issue. I don't like being rushed. Um, so yes, you have to take it in steps, but it became a process of changing my life to where mornings are now. And it's taken, um, I don't know, maybe when I very first started this to where I am now, maybe about 8 years.
Okay.
Probably a little bit longer, but it was a process of, let's say 6 to 8 years to really get the morning turned around to where I started making choices of my life based upon the beauty that came out of my mornings, where I realized it was giving me such a personal healing boost in ways that I never imagined, that I started making intentional choices so I could
Nice.
always have that morning and finding times to protect that morning. And the ways of doing that now, what my morning looks like now is more of waking up without an alarm, right? So there's intentional choices of finding a position, finding work that I do where I don't have to set an alarm. And
Yes.
that took some time.
Sure.
So that was key, because time is one of my biggest personal development projects. It's always,
Opportunities.
yes, I weigh my words carefully there. It's always been an issue, always. I
Right.
still struggle with time. But that being first, but taking meditative time in the morning, unconscious writing in the morning, doing a little intuitive work. For me, that is tarot, that is oracle, and yes, the meditative time and time with animals. And that I spend my energy with animals and talking with them, and enjoying a moment together without it being rushed, enjoying that time with them before I start my day. So
Okay.
for me, go ahead. No.
Well, I was just thinking about your partner. So, because you've had a partner for the past 6 to 8 years, how has that
Mhm.
weighed in for your personal decision of changing your script basically on your morning? Was that like a conversation you two had, or was it just saying I'm declaring this on my own, or did that have any bearing on your decision to do this,
No,
how it worked out?
no, it wasn't like an actual conversation of like, and as of today, this starts. It didn't work out like that at all, but it was more of just the communication of when, let's say like on a Sunday when I got to do this, I got to have all the time and do what I wanted in the morning. The conversation would be more along the lines of, and this is why today feels like a good day. This is why I feel more creative today. This is why I feel more emotionally balanced today. And this is why, I feel stronger in my soul today because I had this. So I want more of this,
So you're
really
having
more
this
of a
conversation.
declaration.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to talk. I didn't mean to talk over you. Say that last part, that last sentence again, or that last.
That was more of, just having those type of conversations where, just kind of the awareness and, keeping them abreast of what I need and what's really working for me. And then slowly that, you know, start working toward it, So one little change would happen and that would be, oh, look, now I get more time. Now I get more time in the morning. So now I start my day, my work day. I start my day at, I don't know, whenever I wake up, but it's usually around 7:30. My work day starts at 10, and I am happy to work late into the evening. That's not a problem. I enjoy that, but I need that morning. So it was having that awareness, and it really helped me emotionally in so many ways because I would start my days stressed and with anxiety and frustration and sometimes even hate, depending
Oh.
upon what position I had. And what a terrible way to start the day.
Oh, absolutely.
But
So,
I had to have the patience because it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a quick fix. It wasn't an easy button I got to push. It took time.
but it was an intentional choice.
Intentional choice, absolutely.
So that really makes the difference there. And what I was saying whenever I spoke over top of you was it sounds like, it's like the conversation you would be saying those things to yourself, and then you would be saying them to your partner because it's like,
Mhm.
to build up that confidence in yourself of saying, this is what I'm seeing. This is why I'm doing it, reinforcing your choice. And then taking that to your partner and saying, are you on board with this or something like that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. I like the communication. Yeah. Making sure
absolutely.
that is that
Oh,
communication.
yeah. There we go. That's our time. That's our timer.
All right, time's up. Well, all right. So we covered a lot. I didn't think I'd be talking about my morning schedule. You never know what we're going to talk about, but we did cover a lot. And did you have a key takeaway?
I think it's that making the intentional choice because it's all about, to have the patience, to bring patience to your life. It has to be a choice. It has to be an intentional choice. And sometimes
Yeah.
we've talked a little bit about this is that, sometimes when we look for patience, it's, we get met with a lot of obstacles that challenge our patience. But with you setting that intention to saying, I want a better life, I want to, or a better quality of life, that, and just that one simple act, which, over time is where you're at today. So beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all you moonbeams listening, we'd love to hear from you. What was your key takeaway? What are your experiences? What intentional choices have you made? And what's your emotional healing journey like right now? Share through email, send us a direct message. We can't wait to hear what you're up to. So
Yes. Until next
until
time,
next week, happy manifesting.
happy manifesting.